So in the last class, we discussed about some limitations of differential protection, right? If you can recall.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it was like this. Okay, we discussed about two limitations. First one is that the two cities or two instrumentation transformers should be identical. Okay. If not, then though the fault is external, the differential relay would operate. And the second point was that if for some cases, if we consider that these two cities or two instrumentation transformers are properly identical, then due to the connections of relay, apart from the midpoint, it could raise a different loading of the instrumentation transformer, which can also lead to the maloperations of this differential relay during external fault. So we want to solve it. Okay, how do we solve this? We will use the better version of this differential relay. What is that? It is simply like that. We would modify the structure by adding a restraining torque over here. Okay, a restraining coil has been added. This is NR. NR is actually indicates restraining torque, restraining coil. Okay, and this will be N naught. N naught means actually operating coil. Okay, operating coil. So this structure is called improved differential protection, or sometimes it is called bias differential protection. Even sometimes it is called percentage differential protection. Okay, understood? So there are three names. You can call it as improved differential protection. You can call it as bias differential protection. You can call it as percentage differential protections. Okay. Now let us analyze that whether the problems that we faced in case of only differential relay is resolved or not. Okay. So then we can say that whether it is the improved version or not. All right. So we consider two difficulties in the differential relay that we will analyze to solve over here. Okay. So let's consider the two cities are not identical. Okay. Let's say this is 200 by 6. This is 200 by 5. Okay. So we consider this as external fault. All right. Now the current flows like this way. One current is flowing like this way. Okay. And the another current is flowing like this way. All right. Now there will be two types of torque. One torque is developed at this restraining coil will be known as restraining torque, and another torque which actually developed due to this current at the operating coil will be called as operating torque. Okay. So the restraining torque or the operating torque equation is like this: T naught is equals to K into, as these two current are opposite to each other, so I1 minus I2, all right, into N naught. Okay. And the restraining torque will be like this: TR is equals to K into I1 plus I2 divided by 2 into NR. All right. Now, whether the relay, this differential relay will operate or not, it will be completely depend on the two values like T naught and TR. So if T naught is greater than TR, that means if the operating torque becomes greater than the restraining torque, the relay operates. All right. And if TR or restraining torque is greater than T naught, then relay will not operate. Okay. Have you got this point? Understood or not? Guys, do
Yes,
you have
sir.
any
We
question after
understood.
this? Are you getting this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now for external fault, let us analyze. Okay. Now for simplicity, let's consider k is equals to 1, nr is equals to n naught is equals to 50. For example, just consideration. Okay. The number of coil or number of turns in the operating coil and the number of turns in the resisting coil are same. So now if we calculate this,
ছিল
হ্যাঁ বলো।
স্যার এখানে 200 আর 6 এই যে মাঝখান থেকে স্যার নিচের দিকে কারেন্ট আছে আর এখান থেকে উপর দিক দিয়ে কারেন্ট গেছে, এটা একটু ক্লিয়ার করেন স্যার।
হ্যাঁ, বিকজ এই কানেকশন গুলা গতদিন আমরা বলেছিলাম যে এটা হচ্ছে যে প্রাইমারি ফল্ট কারেন্ট যেদিকে যাবে সেকেন্ডারি কারেন্টটা তার অপোজিটে যাবে। তো তুমি যদি এখানে ফল্ট হয় তাহলে ওয়ান ফল্ট কারেন্ট ইজ ফ্লোয়িং লাইক দিস ওয়ে, অ্যানাদার ফল্ট কারেন্ট ইজ ফ্লোয়িং লাইক দিস ওয়ে। তাহলে এই সিটিতে ফল্ট কারেন্টটা তোমার লেফট টু রাইট যাচ্ছে, তাহলে সেকেন্ডারি কারেন্টটা যাবে তার অপোজিট দিকে, তার মানে রাইট টু লেফট। ক্লিয়ার? এই সিটিতেও তোমার ফল্ট কারেন্ট যাচ্ছে হচ্ছে লেফট টু রাইট, তার মানে অপোজিট দিকে কারেন্ট ফ্লো হবে, রাইট টু লেফট এভাবে আসছে। ঠিক আছে? All right. So let's analyze that what under these circumstances, if it was a only differential relay, we already have discussed that this due to this unequality of the two instrumentation transformer or between the two cities, the relay would have been operate under this external fault and the if the cities are not same. Okay. So that limitation is resolved or not here with the improved version. Let us check first. Okay. So we will calculate this T naught and TR. All right. So for simplicity, I have assumed that K is equals to 1. And the number of turns in the restraining coil as well as the number of turns in the operating coil are same, which is 50. So let us calculate T naught. So T naught will be I1 minus I2, that means 6 minus 5, which is 1 into 50. Okay. And TR, let's consider restraining torque. Restraining torque would have been I1 plus I2 divided by 2 into NR. That means 11 divided by 2 into 50. So it becomes what? Let's consider 5.5 into 50. So you can simply say that which one is greater? Tell me, T naught or TR? Which value is larger? The value of operating torque or the value of the restraining torque? Have you understood the problem?
Yes, sir. TR is larger.
Yes, go ahead.
Then
Tell me from these two value, which one is larger, T naught or TR?
TR.
TR is larger. As TR is greater than T naught, that means this relay will not operate. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now that is the thing we wanted, that though that cities are not identical, but in the external fault condition, the relay should not operate. And with these improved versions, we can have achieved that. All right. In case of only differential relay, we already have discussed that under this consideration, the differential relay would have been operate. But that was the limitations of the differential relay, which has been resolved here. You see, in external form consideration, two cities are not identical, but still this differential relay is not operating. So that means it is better version of the only differential protection relay. Understood? Understood or not?
Yes, sir.
And obviously it is obvious that if the fault is internal, the relay will operate. Let us analyze also so that it becomes very clarified. Okay. So during internal fault, the equation will be little bit modified. Modified means what? The current will be, I'm sorry. The current will be all in the same direction, isn't it? All the current will be in the same direction. Okay. We know this. So the operating torque will be now I1 plus I2 into N naught. Okay. So if you consider this one, then in this internal fault consideration, the T naught is becoming I1 plus I2 into N naught. That means 6 plus 5, 11 into 50. Okay. And the restraining torque, we already know the value of the restraining torque will be 5 into 50, 5.5 into 50. Now tell me which one is larger?
T naught.
T naught is larger than TR, right? So as the T naught becomes larger than TR, so this relay will operate. And it is supposed to operate because the fault is internal. We want that this differential relay operates in case of internal fault. And when the external fault is considered, the relay should not operate. even two cities are not identical, even the relays are not connected to the midpoint, relay coil is not connected to the midpoint, the relay should not operate, and we have achieved that. So that means this can be said as the improved version of the differential relay. Okay, understood?
ইয়েস স্যার।
Yes, sir.
Do you have any
স্যার
question?
আরেকটা কোশ্চেন হলো স্যার, এখানে রিলেটা ইউজ করা হয়েছে স্যার মূলত ইন্টারনাল, যদি ফল্ট ওকার হয় তাহলে সে ডিটেক্ট করবে, বাট যদি
হ্যাঁ।
এক্সটার্নাল হয় তখন তখন কি করবো স্যার?
তখন এ ডিটেক্ট করবে না, তার জন্য অন্যান্য প্রোটেকশন স্কিম থাকবে, তারা রেসপন্সিবল হবে ফল্ট ডিটেকশনের জন্য, এটার কাজ না সেটা।
স্যার বুঝতে পারছি।
Okay, any more questions from your side?
না স্যার।
We are good up to this? Guys, tell me, we are good or not?
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
What is this two inductors, sir, you connected in series?
Which one?
The relay, the ground of the relay.
This one?
Yes, sir.
This is the restraining torque. I cleared it at the very beginning of the class. We have modified the differential relay structure a little bit with this restraining coil.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Okay, sir.
Anybody? Anybody, do you have any question?
না স্যার।
All right, then let's discuss about the last topic. This is also very important. This is called earth fault protection. Or we can call this a ground fault protection. Same things, okay? Understood? Now, what is earth fault protection and what is ground fault protection? So before we move on, first of all, we have to understand that what is earth fault or ground fault, okay? So whenever any phase fault involved with the ground is simply known as earth fault protection or ground fault protection, okay? Like we have different types of fault, you know, the symmetrical fault, unsymmetrical fault, single line to ground fault, double line to ground fault, line to line fault, okay? So we will call it as earth fault or ground fault only if the fault is involved with the earth, otherwise not. Like I can give you some example. For example, this line has been somehow connected with this line. So this is a fault condition, right? Isn't it? Phase A, phase B,
Yes, sir.
phase C. This is the fault, right?
Yes sir.
We call it as line to line fault, isn't it?
Line to line.
So can we consider it as an earth fault?
No sir.
No, because the fault is not involved with the earth, right? Now,
Yes sir.
for example, if one line is fall into the another line and it is grounded, okay, then we call it as double line to ground fault, right?
Yes sir.
So now we can call it as earth fault protection. I'm sorry, earth fault or ground fault, isn't it? Because the fault is directly involved with the ground. Even if it is not that, even these three windings, three phases are being somehow connected to the ground together, we call it as earth fault. So the definition of earth fault is very simple, or ground fault is very simple, that any kind of fault who is involved with the ground is called simply earth fault or ground fault. Understood? Okay or not?
Understood, sir.
Okay. Now there are two types of earth fault or ground fault protection. Let me discuss. One is called unrestricted earth fault protection, and another is called restricted earth fault protection. Okay. So let us discuss about unrestricted earth fault protection. We'll start from here, then we'll move on to the restricted earth fault protection so that you can understand the difference between these two schemes. Okay. Now, this unrestricted earth fault protection can have two types of schemes. One is like this. For example, this is the neutral point is connected to ground. Okay, the neutral can be directly ground, or it can be impedance ground or resistance ground. So we discuss those things in other considerations. We are not going to discuss about these neutral things. So let's say this is phase A, phase B, phase C. Okay, the first scheme in unrestricted earth fault protection can be like this. We have a 3 current transformer. Let's say we have a 3 CTs. The CTs are connected to like this. Okay. And you have earth fault here, earth fault relay. Okay. So let's consider this is phase current IA, this is IB, and this is IC. Okay. Now the relay setting of this earth fault relay is 0. Okay. That means this relay will compare the current with 0. If the relay has current more than 0, this relay will operate. If the relay has current which is equals to 0 or less than 0, the relay will not operate. Simple statement. Okay. Now let's consider that without fault consideration. Let's see what happens. Without fault consideration, you know that there will be a current in the external. So I'm sorry, secondary side. This is IA. This is also IB. Current is flowing in the secondary side. This is also IC. Healthy phase consideration. Okay. So all this total current has been coming to this relay. So this is called as resulting current. Or resulting current can be, you see from the KCL, Kirchhoff's current law, that all the current is entering here. So the resulting current can be IA plus IB plus IC. The summation of all the 3 phase currents. Okay. Now, without fault considerations, we can assume that this is the perfectly balanced condition. This configurations or this machine is operating in perfectly balanced condition. And you know, the summation of all the phase voltages or all the phase currents in perfectly balanced condition is 0. You know the perfectly balanced condition, right? Do you know about it? In perfectly balanced condition, all the magnitude of all the phase current will be equal, and they will be perfectly 120 degree displaced from each other. Okay. Like IA will be, for example, 10 ampere 0 degree. IB will be 10 ampere 120 degree. IC will be 10 ampere 240 degree. So if you sum up all this, it will be 0. Try this. Do you have any calculator? If you have, then you can sum up this in complex mode. You are supposed to do these things in power system analysis. Can anybody confirm? Can anybody confirm that whether this summation is okay or not, 0 or not?
Yes, sir. 0.
0, right? So that is the
Yes.
thing. If there is no fault, that means all the phases are in perfectly balanced condition, right? Now, during this balanced condition, if you add all this phase current, it will 0. So as the resulting current is 0 during healthy phase or without fault condition, so this relay is not operating, right? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if we consider fault condition, or ground fault condition, you see the phase current now. Let's say phase C has 0 over here. It is ground faulted, right? So whenever one phase is grounded, so this relationship of perfectly balanced will not sustain now. Maybe I may be like this, for example, 10 of 20 degree. IB may be 10 of 180 degree. Okay, so IC may be, for example, 20 angle of 0 degree. For example, that means the balance condition is lost between these two, all the phase currents, isn't it? So if you add these three currents now, you will observe that this current doesn't becomes to 0, is it?
Yes, sir.
So now relay will have some current, right, which is larger
Yes.
than 0. So this relay will operate. Okay, understood?
Yes, sir.
So this is how whenever one phase is involved with
Okay.
the ground, the relay will operate, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have any question up to this? Anybody, do you have any question?
No, sir.
Okay, can I move on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now there is another way. Let's say these are not connected. Okay, these are not connected. I'm just trying to show you in another configuration. Case 2, unrestricted case 2 scheme. Another one is that there can be a CT in the neutral which connects the earth fault relay like this in the neutral point. Okay, understood or not? This is scheme 2. I am just keeping this drawing because I will discuss something more about it. Okay, but have you got this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you know that if there is no fault, then there will be no current in the neutral point. Why it is that, or how it is that? Again, the principle is very simple.
Because of zero. Because of zero
The,
current.
the principle is very simple, that this neutral current, which is IN can be simply written as the summation of phase currents. That means IA plus IB plus IC. Okay. Now, during no fault condition or healthy condition, you know the summation of all this current becomes what? 0, right?
0.
So whenever no earth fault is involved, the neutral current will always be 0. So if the neutral current is 0, then obviously the CT is transforming no current to the earth fault relay, right? So the relay is not operating, isn't it?
Yes.
Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now if phase C is connected to the ground, then obviously you know the fault current is flowing like this. It is involved in the ground. It is going to ground through this neutral, like this way. Okay. Because neutral is also connected to the ground, right? So a neutral current will now flow, isn't it? And obviously, you know that whenever a fault has been involved, this unbalanced relationship between these phase currents lost it, and the current becomes not 0, right? So whenever you have the neutral current now, your earth fault relay will also have current which is greater than 0, right?
Yes, sir.
So the relay will operate, isn't it?
Yes.
So this is how the earth fault relay can be placed. But as I say that this is the unrestricted earth fault protection. Now, why it is called unrestricted earth fault protection? Let me give you some idea. Why it is called unrestricted earth fault protection? Let us consider, for example, a fault very close to this point here, a fault very close to this point, ground fault. Still, you know, this is fault in this configuration, in both configuration, the relay will operate, isn't it? Because due to this fault, the balance relationship between these three phases have been lost, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if this fault is 100 kilometer away, 100 kilometer away, still is a ground fault, right? Now, whenever the fault occurs, still it is 100 kilometer away, though it is 100 kilometer away, but still it is a fault, right? So the unbalanced, so the balance relationship between these three phases is lost again. right? Guys, are you getting my point? Can you respond whether you are understanding it or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you see there is no limitations. If the fault is very near to these machines, if any earth fault very near to these machines, the relay in both configuration is operating. If the fault is very far away from these machines, still the relay is operating, right? So it doesn't have any boundaries, it doesn't have any limitations. Wherever the earth fault is happening, the relay responds. So this is the problem for us, right? So that's why this is called unrestricted earth fault protection. It doesn't have any limitations of the area. It doesn't have any boundaries of the area, that within this region, if earth fault occurs, this relay will operate. This provision is not integrated here. Understood? Have you got this point, guys? Guys,
Yes, sir.
have you got it?
One more time, sir.
Which one? Which part?
Last point, sir.
Though the fault is very far away, but whenever fault occurs in this phase C, the balance condition will lost, right?
Yes, sir.
When the balance condition is lost, obviously the relay current will be greater than 0, as we have discussed, right?
Obviously, yes, sir.
So relay will operate. So relay cannot distinguish that whether the fault is very near or very far. It may happen that one generator is connected 100 kilometers away from the fault location, right?
Yes, sir.
So the generator should not operate, but due to this, the generator should not trip, but due to this earth fault detection, this relay will instruct the circuit breaker, assisted circuit breaker to trip. That means it will isolate the generator. So that is not the thing we want, right?
Yes, sir.
Because maybe 100 kilometers away earth fault may be detected by some other parameters. That's not the generator side consideration. That should not be, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So that is the problem of unrestricted earth fault protection. That if very far away, earth fault can also trip some very essential component like power transformer, like generator. It can trip off. So that may hamper in continuation of the power flow. Okay. So what should be our ideal case? The ideal case should be, okay, we will provide earth fault protection, but that should be limited within a range. That should be boundary within a range. Understood? So that is actually called as restricted earth fault protection. So let us discuss about restricted earth fault protection now. If you have any question up to this, you can ask. Otherwise, I will discuss on restricted earth fault protection. Anybody? Do you have any question?
Maybe no, sir. You can move on.
Okay. So this is the phase C. Okay. So how we place? We place 3 cities, and the connection are made in such way that if the primary and secondary current flows in opposite directions, okay, if the primary current flows in left to right, the secondary current will be from right to left, like what we have configured in differential protections. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we will place a city also in the neutral area, okay, and we will connect like this way. We will connect in this configuration. Okay. Understood? Are you getting my point? And the relay, earth fault relay, will be here in this type. Understood or not? And this is also in connection such way that if the current flows, if the primary and secondary current flows in opposite direction to each other. Okay. Now let us consider that whether this relay is now with this type of connection, you have assigned this configuration as a fixed range. Within this range, if earth fault occurs, this relay should operate. Outside of this range, if earth fault occurs, this relay will not operate. Understood? Have you got this point, guys? Let us take this to consideration. For example, outside outside earthfall location. Okay, let's say a fault is here. Okay, so if the fault is here, the fault current will flow in this way, right? Okay or not?
Yes, sir.
And these two are healthy phases, right? So fault current will flow in this way, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So as the primary current is flowing in this city from left to right, the secondary will be like this, right? Here also the primary is flowing in this way. The secondary current will be in opposite directions. Okay or not?
Yes, sir.
Here also, you see the fault is flowing through this way. That means the primary current is flowing from left to right. So the secondary current will be right to left, right? So
Right.
the resultant current in this way, let's consider is I1. So I1 is actually summation of all these three currents. Can we say that?
Yes, sir.
So let's consider I1. I1 can be IA plus IB
I
plus
plus AC.
IC, isn't it? Okay. So now take a closer look. As this fault is involved in the ground, so there will be a neutral point, neutral current, right? Okay or not? This is IN. Can we say that? There is a fault in the ground involvement, right? So if the fault is involved with the ground, neutral current will flow, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So as the neutral current is flowing in the opposite direction, what is the amount of neutral current? Okay, I'm coming to that. As the neutral current is flowing to the upward direction, the secondary current will be in the downward direction, right? In this way,
Yes, sir.
isn't it? So these two current are now entering to the relay coil opposite to each other, right? One is entering in this way, another is entering in this way, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right. And this neutral current, IN, is also the summation of the three-phase current, IA plus IB plus IC. Can we say that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now resultant current is what? Resultant current is simply the difference between IN and I1. Can we say it? As these two current are entering the relay coil opposite to each other, so the resultant current will be the subtraction between these two current, right?
Yes, sir.
So you see, if you now subtract IN and I1, so what will be the value?
Greater than 0.
Greater than 0.
Is a fault. Yes, sir.
I1 is also IA plus IB plus IC, isn't it? Look,
Yes.
I1 is also what? IA plus IB
IB
plus
plus
IC. IN is also what?
same. IBIC.
If you make the difference, what should be the resultant current? What should be the resultant current?
0.
So should the relay operate?
Yes, sir.
No. How come? How come it operate? The fault is inside the zone or outside the zone?
When we get 0 results, sir.
If your relay coil is, if your relay coil has resultant current 0, the relay should not operate, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we are considering restricted earthfall protection, isn't it? What we have done here, we have placed a restriction here, right? That within this zone, if earthfall occurs, the relay should operate, and outside of this zone, if the earthfall occurs, this relay should not operate. That will be handled by some other body. We do not have any problem. Okay. So you see, we have achieved the same thing. Due to this external earthfall, the relay is not operating, right? That was our goal to achieve, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Have you understood?
Yes, sir. But
Okay.
But what about, sir, the fault?
Internal fault.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let us consider internal fault first. Internal fault now. Then you will understand. So let us assume a internal fault is here, right? Internal fault is here, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as A phase is healthy, it will flow current. So we will have IA, right? B phase is also healthy, so we will get a secondary current of IB, isn't it?
Yes.
But look here, the fault current as phase C is now flowing here, right? It is grounded in this location, right?
Yes, sir.
So the C relay, the CT in the C is it getting any current?
No.
It is not getting any current, right? So that
Yes.
means what? IC is 0. Okay. Can we say it? IC is 0.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. What is I1? I1 is now summation of all the three current, right? So I1 is simply now IA plus IB.
AB.
Why IC is not 0? IC is 0, right? So
Yes.
IC should not coming to the I1, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, due to this ground fault, obviously current in the neutral will continue to flow, isn't it? Are you getting my point? This fault is involved to the ground, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So you will have a neutral current, right?
Yes.
And
sir.
what will be the current? Neutral current? It is the summation of all the three phase current.
Yes.
IA plus.
AB. AB.
What about IC?
0.
No, IC is not 0. IC is 0 here. IC is 0 here. But this is also IC, isn't it? Have you got it?
Yes.
The CT is not getting any current. But you cannot say that your phase current is 0. Can you say that? The phase current is 0 only in prospect of this CT. But IC is contributing the fault current in this way, right?
Yes, sir.
So how can the neutral current be cannot have IC? So it will have IC, right?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
So now if you differentiate neutral current and I1, will it be 0? If you
No,
difference
sir.
this one, IA cancel out, IB cancel out, right?
IC ground.
Still you have IC, isn't it?
Yes.
So IC is greater than 0, right?
Yes, sir.
So that means this relay will operate. This relay was supposed to operate as the ground fault is within this range, isn't it? The ground fault is within the range, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So the relay should operate, and it is operating. But any ground fault outside of this zone, any ground fault outside of this zone, the relay should not operate, and the relay is not operating in our consideration also, right? So this is why this scheme is called actually restricted ground fault protection. This will provide you ground fault protection, but within some boundary, within some prescribed zone. Okay. Have you understood it?
Yes, sir.
Any more questions from your side? Any more questions
Maybe-
from your side?
Maybe no, sir.
So that is the end of our syllabuses here. Okay. So we will continue to the final exam up to this. Understood? And I have added all the video lectures so in your classrooms. If you find any difficulties, let me know so that I can schedule some classes for you. If you want some review classes, or if not, then we will directly we will see you in the final exam, which may be on Monday, right?
Yes, sir. Monday.
We will discuss the time and mode of operations. Also in the class in your messenger group, I will also assign you some assignments. I will also assign you some assignments. Let me think about within 1 or 2 days. Then I will post it in your classroom or in your group. Okay,
Okay, sir. Sure.
understood?
Yes, sir.
And in the final exam, either we can have a quiz test or have a written exam with Viva. So fix a time for the Viva, and I will let you know about the quiz test time or written exam time. Okay. And all these issues we can discuss in the group. Okay.
হ্যালো স্যার
Yes, go ahead.
স্যার অ্যাসাইনমেন্টটা স্যার কিসের উপরে স্যার
অ্যাসাইনমেন্ট আমি টপিক দিয়ে দিব তোমাদেরকে কিসের উপর।
ওকে স্যার
বেশ কয়েকটা অ্যাসাইনমেন্ট দিব তো টপিক দিয়ে দিব।
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, there was an assignment that you sent us before.
Yes, obviously you will upload those things. I will give you the link. Okay, I will give you the link where you will upload all your assignments. Okay,
Okay, sir.
and I will give you some other assignment also, so that I will post it very soon in your classroom or in your group. Okay. And whenever you are done with that, I will give you a link where you will upload your assignments. Okay. Not email me. I will give you some link at this time. Okay. Maybe Drive link. You will upload there. Okay. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Any more question?